Hi there. Today is April 22nd, 2017. I basically decided to make this video because next Wednesday is April 26th is my 65th birthday. So that kind of felt kind of special. And also January of this year, end of January, was 4 years since my first chest surgery, and then the end of this month is 3 years since my second surgery. And so I wanted to show my chest, let you see what it looks like. It's getting there. It's it's pretty good. I had a lot of extra scars because they had to do 2 surgeries because they had to do 2. This side looks pretty good. This side still has that scar from when they had to reposition the nipples. This under here looks pretty good. This is kind of darker than I would like, and this right here, it's a little more patchy, whatever, than I would like. But for the most part, I'm happy with it. It feels good. So, okay, that's the chest. Okay, getting older. Birthday. It's been 4 years and 7 months since I've been on T. I had a birthday party today. I invited seven lady friends that are in my senior social group, and also one of the ladies that is a friend in the neighborhood. And so we all went out to brunch to a nice place here in town, and they brought me cards and presents. I told them no presents, but they brought me presents, and I told them I like funny cards, so they brought me funny cards. And so we ate and were merry, and it was really nice. It was just a really great time. This is the first time in easily 5 years. No, it's longer than that. It's probably closer to 6 or 7 years since I've had a birthday party, because when I was still married, things weren't good. And we basically weren't spending hardly any time together, so I didn't have any birthday parties, and I haven't had one since I separated. So that's been over 2 years. So this is the first time in easily 6 to 7 years that I've gathered some friends together for a party. So this was really special. It was really special for me. Let's see. I'm back to work. I got injured. I think I mentioned before, I got injured. Don't know how it happened. My left groin started hurting March of last year, just out of the blue. Really, really painful. And it still is, actually. It's been over a year. But then a month later, in April, my left hip, the crest of my pelvis, started hurting. And I kept trying to work, and I just kept getting worse. And I ended up in June, I quit working for a month and a half, and it never really got better, and I lost all of my big contracts for my gardening business. And I just kind of putzed by and kind of took care of the couple little places that stayed with me, and tried to keep them going, and hoping that in spring of this year I'd be good enough to get back into work. And I have, but I'm not working as hard now. I don't have the work. Plus, it's funny, every year my mom on my birthday asked me, "Do you feel older?" And every year I'd say, no, not really. I don't feel any different. Well, this year I do. Maybe it's because of the injuries. Who knows? but I find that I wear out quicker. I don't recuperate as fast. I like being active, but I can feel the difference this year. I really can, in the stamina and the recuperation time. I'm in good shape. I'm back into lifting. The weights are increasing, and I can see and feel the muscle mass. So I know, I know that I'm getting stronger. I'm getting bigger. My clothes are getting a little tighter again. When I don't exercise, I get smaller. My clothes actually get looser. And when I work out, my clothes get tighter because I put some muscle on. So this year, I feel different. I really do. Yes, Mom. I do feel older this year. Let's see. Oh, milestones. The ladies at the luncheon today, we were talking about milestones, and I says, okay, when you're younger, you want to get to be 12, and then you want to be a teenager, you want to be 13, and then the next one is 16, and then there's 21, or maybe it's 18, and then there's 21, and then the next one is maybe 62. That's when you can open your IRA. 62 and a half, no, at 59 and a half, you can open your IRA. So, okay. And you start getting senior discounts, which are good. There actually are. Go for it. Don't say, oh, I'm not that old. I like discounts. A friend of mine has a cap, and it says, I'm over the hill. I want my senior discounts. That's me. I want my discounts. Anyway, so I says, okay, after 65, which is Medicare, I'm now on Medicare. I says, what's after that? And someone says, well, 75. I says, okay. Some of these ladies are past 75. And I says, okay, and then 75. And then one lady says, 100. And I went, oh, no, I ain't looking forward. No. I don't want to be a George Burns or a no, thank you. But anyway, that's timeline and birthdays to look forward to, all you youngsters. I feel good otherwise. I've been practicing my singing voice. I think in my last videos I was talking about how I was having trouble, and I've been practicing a lot. I've been practicing with my guitar and my singing, and it seems to be better. And it's not, the voice isn't cracking or getting hoarse as much as it was. So that's good. With the on the medical, I the memory's going to memory's gone. I got my checkups and my lab work down to every 6 months now. My T levels are level, consistent, and holding really good. All of my other blood work is coming back excellent, so I'm good there. So it's just a matter of having to go get the lab work and having to see the doctor and him to say yes, everything's okay. So that's good. Let's see, what else? Oh, I've had a lifelong problem with depression, which I've talked about. And ever since the election, as a lot of people have, the depression has just gotten worse. It just has really, I won't use a dirty word, it has messed me up really, really bad. The combination of, I go from depression to rage and back and all that. And I can't help but watch the news. I feel that I have to watch it. I have to stay up on a daily basis, literally, because things are changing so rapidly. And on one hand, I feel I need to do it, but on the other hand, it's just, there's sometimes I just can't hardly handle it. But I found something to help me. There's a project which I'm going to list the link either on the video itself or down in the comments section. And what it is this lady started going back and checking all the donations for Trump's inauguration. He raised over twice the amount that was raised for Obama's inauguration. And his inauguration itself was so much smaller. And so here's a huge slush fund there that's kind of unaccounted for. And a lot of people, if they want to curry favor with the president, they make these large donations. And this is not, as this lady talked about, this is not about putting money toward getting him elected. This is money that's already a sure thing. This man has already been elected. He's already going to be inaugurated. So this money is for what? Anyway, she and her committee group went together and compiled a list of every single donation. And I don't have the number off the top of my head right now, how many there were and how much there was. I think there was over a million. I think it was 1 million. It was $107 million. Anyway, she put all this information together, and they've been going and trying to figure out where these donations came from. And a lot of them are fake names, fake sources, because they're hiding the information where they're coming from. Anyway, they've been working on this, and she says, but there's so much more work to do. And so they started a project and said, do you want to help us? And it's an outsourcing research project to investigate the Trump inauguration donors. And this huge list, and you go down and you pick one that hasn't been identified yet. Pick it out. I picked a couple here in Washington just because I thought, where do I start? And it's an address over in Bellevue, Washington. So I've been researching who made this donation. I started with the address, and I've been working on that and seeing where it leads. And it's very interesting. It really is. And so it's what I've been putting my energy toward when I'm feeling depressed, when I feel like I'm actually doing something. It's just something to keep me, to help control the anger and the depression and all that. And it's fun. I love doing research. I've done research in the past. I'm very good at it. I'm very good at following trails and researching and finding things. So it's just right up my alley. So I've been doing that, and I'm still working on my first source donor, and I'm finding out a lot of stuff, and it's really interesting. So I've been working on that. Like I said, I'll either put the link up in the video itself, which you can do, or I'll put it down in the comment section. And they're asking for help. They said, people, please come help us. And you submit the information that you come up with, your research data, and you give it to them, and then they log it in. They look it over. I've done the footwork for them, and then I hand them what I've come up with, and then they narrow it down to what they want. The lady was on one of the news shows, and she was talking about some of the sources that were a little bit strange. They came up with one that the address was Oh, the name was one of the ladies that helped with the original NASA program. They made the movie about it, and she was doing the math on it and all of that. Well, it was her name. And they gave the address as the NASA program in Florida. They gave that address. And they're going, so she contacted the lady's family, and they says, nope, we didn't do that. And they're talking, sometimes it's a smaller amount, but sometimes the one I'm working on, I think it's like 25,000, but there's been some that are like 250 million. Huge amounts. And you're finding a lot of sources, donors that are hiding, like this lady that giving the lady's name and giving the NASA address. So anyway, it's fun. That's what I've been doing. That's been keeping me busy, practicing the guitar and singing, doing my garden work, working, going to the gym, that kind of stuff. So I can't think of anything else right now. And like I like to say, I'll probably think of something after I leave. But I just wanted to touch base and say hi.